What's up, everyone? This is Ronnie coming to you with a video today. It's basically our eBay sales update video for April 2017. April 2017, last month, was not a bad month. Consistent. I have not put any time really into eBay since like the end of February. Stuff is still selling. I haven't listed really much, haven't sourced, haven't really done everything. We've kind of changed plans, changed speeds. Wife's been away. Um, I don't know. I haven't been in the mood to really do a lot of this. Been a lot of researching for an upcoming trip, and it's about it. But we're gonna get into some of the items we sold. Basically, talk about what we paid, how long they took to sell, um, and would we pick them up again? Maybe some tips and tricks, so on and so forth. But get into a screen share here. And another thing, with the prices, I didn't go through and check exactly what everything sold for. For whatever reason, eBay does not show that. eBay just shows whatever I had the item listed at. Most of the items sold on sale for about 20% off. If I remember off the top of my head, if they sold it full price or if I took a best offer, I remember those kind of things, but most of the items sold for 20% off. So just keep that in mind. We run an eBay sale in our store most of the time. Actually, the last 10 days or so, I've done best offer, and yeah, I hate best offer. So best offer will be coming off very soon. But anyway, get into a screen share here. Now this first item I'm showing you just because these are, I come across these not every so often, but come across these, and these always sell fast for us. These Brooks Brothers, they're Brooks Brothers golf pants. They're like polyester, I believe. Yeah, 100% polyester. If you see these are red. So this is a little bit different of a color. You'll see black a lot. I have a black pair I just sold actually this weekend that I've had listed probably for 2 months. They're from this, St. Andrews links. Some of their golf stuff will have those tags. It doesn't really make it. It makes it a little bit better, but that's like their golf line. And they have this little insignia on the back pocket. These were red, which stand out. Anytime you get a different color, something more unique, something more different, you can usually ask more money. I sold these. These sold for right around $45 plus another $6 to ship. And these were only listed 2 days. I paid $6. Now, golf pants usually do fairly well. You can get Brooks Brothers does well. I've done okay with Nike if I get into them for the right price. Peter Millar, FootJoy also do really well. Feel like I'm forgetting a brand, but if you see golf pants, Loudmouth is another one. They just do great, and you just want to look out there for them. And for some reason, I'm saying a lot too. I don't know why. Someone will make a comment about it. Anyway. This is a vintage Ralph Lauren polo shirt. Over the last few months, Polo has released 3 different of these ones. Over the last few months, they've released these, or last few months. They've re-released 3 of these shirts. They sell for about $50 at the outlets. You can pick them up. But this is from the 90s. You can see from the tag here, this is the older ones. Size large. I was at a thrift store. They just put this out. This is maybe the 3rd Polo Bear shirt I've come across in 5 years. These usually sell fairly well. This took a little longer to sell. Took about 3 weeks to sell. Got about 45 for this. And you can see there's a little cracking in the bear there, in the sweater area. Little minor cracking. But anytime you can turn 3 into 45 in 3 weeks, that's a plus in my book. Look out for the Polo Ralph Lauren Bear stuff. We did a whole video talking about this stuff, and maybe at some point we'll redo the video and talk about it a little more in depth. Video games. I cannot say video games enough. Video games. I do not come across video games very often, but when I do, I kind of have an idea which ones to go for if I can find them. I got these. These were at a thrift store. They just put them out. I paid $2.99 each. I also bought a bunch of what were they? GameCube games, and some of the GameCube, almost all the GameCube games I sold on Amazon. Actually, they all sold extremely quick, and I was getting anywhere from 15. I think I got maybe 35 for one, and 15 to 20 were for about 3 or 4 of them. I checked them with my Amazon app. I checked these with the Amazon app too, and I was like, oh, these will sell okay. Then you got Smash Brothers. The hell's that game? Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers Brawl, Mario Kart, which I think is kind of really regular, and Super Mario Brothers. This one's about 15, I think. The Smash Bros, maybe. I just decided I was going to put them all together. The games looked really in excellent condition, the disc. And these sold within 2 days for 50. These ones I remember. These sold for I think $52 and plus $6 to ship. So pretty easy. Can't complain. Video game stuff usually does really well, but it's also a very competitive market. And yard sales, flea markets, I mean, you got to know about your video game stuff. And I know about it, but I just don't come across it enough. But when I do, I know when to jump on it. Here was something, we picked this up probably a while ago. I have it down about 5-6 months. I remember them talking about Pirates of the Caribbean becoming a movie again or doing another sequel. I don't even know if it's still true. I don't know if it came out. I was not a fan of any of them. My wife is a big fan. We even have a Monopoly game to it that we found at a thrift store. I just have no care in the world. And this was extra large. It's like a football jersey, Captain Jack. It was really excellent condition. I paid about $5 for it. And this took a while to sell. I mean, it didn't sell. Like I said, it took about 6 months to sell. But thing is, it did sell. I'm not sure if I would. Disney stuff is hit or miss. But most of the time for me, it does eventually sell. I have to get into the stuff cheap, though. I'm not paying up for any Disney stuff, or unless it's Ryan Spooner Disney shirts, then I'll pay up. But outside of that, I ain't paying up that much money for this stuff because it does. Some of it sells fast, some of it sells slower. And really, I mean, unless you're at the Disney stores, it's hard to pick up. I don't even think they have the Disney stores in the mall anymore, do they? I know the one that was with us in our mall closed maybe 15 years ago. This is a Lily Pulsifer tie. It's cotton. It's a men's tie. Had the turtle print on it. I think this is a newer tie from them within the last, probably their last collection. I believe they discontinued the menswear line probably 2014 or 15, I believe. And I come across the ties every so often. This tie was actually short. As you see here, length was only 53.5 inches. Most of the time, a tie's length is usually between at least 57. A lot of the Vineyard Vine ties are like 57 to about 60 at a tie. It's usually the length, 57 to 60, somewhere in there. So 53.5 was kind of a little on the short side. I wasn't sure how it was going to sell. I didn't even know the length was short. It's almost like a kid's tie at that length. I think a kid's tie is, 51 inches? So it's kind of really weird. It's really odd. But this tie did sell. I had it listed for 4 days. It sold within 4 days. I paid $5 for this tie, and can't complain about that at all. Found this with a bunch of suits at a place, and it's like a men's boutique. but the ties were all mixed in together. Some of the ties they had priced up to like $50 for like Brioni and chitin ties, but this one slipped through for $5, so can't beat it. Oh, and on the ties, we found um, two ties in the past. They're called the print is called Dark and Stormy. You really want to check this print out. If you find this print, your piece, it's a very desirable, probably their most desirable print. And we sold one of the ties we found for $90, and then we actually auctioned off one of the other ones. Is when we didn't do videos at the time, and I kind of remember we got like $200 maybe for it or so. And I've seen some of them like in the last year. I've seen one go up and it went up for $500 on auction. So absolutely crazy. Look up that print if you get time. That print is just anything with that print does really well. And I believe it's called Dark and Stormy. But anyway, we'll get back onto this. Pick these up. Every once in a while, we'll come across some toner. These are in the older HP boxes. These are probably 10, 12 years old. But toner does not go bad because it's not ink. There's no warranty date on these things. One of the boxes were open, but the toner was still sealed and everything. These were donated. I paid $3 for one, $2 for the other. And that's it. It took a little longer to sell. I think we sold them together. It took a little longer, but I did get about $75, and that included free shipping. I shipped it out FedEx, and that was it. I never heard back from any of them. I mean, it's been, yeah, they got that now about a week ago, probably. So, yeah, can't complain. Toner does really well for the most part. Here was a baby cooker, Biba baby cooker. This was made in another country. There wasn't a, I think it was France or, yeah, France. Product of France, I believe. And it was a baby cooker, 4-in-1 baby food maker. It was open in the box, but everything was brand new. Gretchen found this. We're at a thrift store, and at first I thought she was going to say that she wanted it to give it to her nephew or niece or somebody. I mean, her brother-in-law or somebody, a cousin. And she's like, "Hey, maybe we can sell this. Maybe it's worth something." So I kind of did a. I looked at the price. It was like $4.99 or $5.99. I kind of forgot the price that we paid for. And I looked outside. I looked at scene. It was complete, and I just said, "You know what? I can't." It wasn't scanning on Amazon, and I just bought it. I was like, "Okay, let's just give it a try." And these were selling. We sold this for about $70 or so, plus another 12 shipping. So not bad at all. And that took only 4 days to sell. That sold extremely quick. These were a pair of Levi's silver tab men loose fit jeans. The silver tabs somewhat do well. I don't really mess with the used ones all that much, but I do come across them new for whatever reason fairly often. These are probably mid 90s. I remember in high school having these. Yeah, I mean, they made them in the mid 90s from what I remember. I don't know if they did well or whatnot, but Levi's jeans usually do really well, especially if you can find like the silver tab or the orange tab from like the late 70s, early 80s. They don't do crazy well, but you can get usually, $60 to $100, maybe more. Usually I love them to find them brand new with tags. And there was also, anytime you find Levi's jeans and they're made in USA, that kind of gets the price up there a little bit more too. Regular Levi jeans that are common that you find in the stores are really hard to move, even new with tags, because there'll be sellers on there selling them for $40 free shipping, and most of our stores will price those anywhere between $10 and $20. So it doesn't really make much sense. Very little margin of money to be made. And if somebody was to take the tag off and return them, then I'm really out whatever profit I would have made. But these took about 2 or 3 months to sell, and they probably a little bit longer, but probably that 3 to 4 months actually, and I paid $10 for those. Picked this up at a picked this up at the flea market not too long ago. I picked it up probably 2 weeks ago. I just got around to listing it last week. It sold within about 12 hours of me listing it. I paid $10. It's a drafting tool by Kessler and Essler. I don't even know why I did not even put Kessler and Essler in the title. I just put K&E. But that's crazy. Sometimes you do things and it doesn't even make any sense why you make the mistake. But there it is right there. But this still sold really quick. It was just some type of drafting tool. Had its own box with it. I paid $10. I took an offer of $75 plus $8 to ship. It was kind of a little on the heavy side, but it fit easily in a what are those things called? A regional A box. I just wrapped it up in bubble wrap and put some air pillows around it, and good to go. But sold in about 12 hours. Couldn't complain whatsoever. And there was one listed on eBay for $50 and one listed for $100. It's kind of funny that mine got bought, and I believe the other two are still on there. Here's a Burberry London silk shirt. This is a woman's. Has like this scarf print on it. Really beautiful print. I did not have any idea what this was going to sell for. I kind of priced it high because I could not find anything similar to it. I ran this through one time at about $150. I didn't really get too many people looking at it. And then it sold the next time through. It took about 7 weeks to sell. I sold this for about $90. It went to Canada, and I want to say they paid about $15 shipping, which I overcharged them on shipping. I didn't mean to, but because the shirt was really light. The shirt, I think, went for about 8 ounces, which, I mean, it was a cheaper thing to ship it, but they were happy. They left feedback, and you move on. What are you going to do? You win some, you lose some. I guess I won on the shipping on that one. Really nice shirt. See if we can get the tag. There's the tag. Size small. Kind of like one of those oversized smalls. This is a vintage chip. Probably like late 60s, early 70s wool jacket. It's a 3-piece suit. And it had that 3-roll 2-button style where you could have it as a 2-button or a 3-button front. Just depends. The 3rd button kind of rolls over if you want it. See if we get. There's the tag. I mean, it's not a great brand. If you look this up, some are not really selling that well. But I've done well with certain vintage suits. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I just get lucky with a lot of this stuff. I'll figure it out. Paid $15 for this, and let me see. It took about a month to sell. I think it sold within like 1 day of relisting it when I checked to see how long it took to sell. But pretty nice 3-piece suit. 3-piece suits seem to do pretty well. And that sold, I want to say it sold for right around $95 plus shipping. Pick these up. These I had for a while. These I had probably at least 5-6 months. My idea was actually, I picked them up. I paid about $30 for them. It was 25 vintage trucker snapback caps with like trucking companies on them. Most of them looked like they were unworn. My idea was to piece them out and probably get between $10 and $20 a piece. But then I just was like, I don't want to do that. You see some of the caps here. That one was really cool, but none of these fit on my head very well. I mean, it's just a bunch of different trucker style snapback caps of trucking companies. It was really weird, odd thing. But like I said, we paid 30, and they took a while to sell, and they sold right around $110 plus another 15 to ship. I could have sold them earlier. There was a guy from Malaysia or something that kept on wanting to buy them. The problem was he was arguing with me over the shipping. To put 25 hats in a box, it was still about, I think, 6 or 7 pounds. And he kept on arguing with me that it should go first class. And it's like, it doesn't go first class, buddy. You just don't understand. And we were having issues. It was kind of crazy. This is a suit that I found, and this is why I miss my wife. You see some of the other pictures were better. This is me taking pictures. I took pictures of this. It was a Money Collection silk and wool two-piece suit. So smaller size, 38. I found a few of these different ones. We paid about $10 for them. We had a 30% off Savers coupon. They weren't, I mean, they looked like they were brand new condition. The only issue was that it was missing the button on the pocket, and there's the tags, and it also had a small tear around the pocket, which I didn't even upload that picture. Bad running. But this is why, I need my wife in my business is to take photographs because I'm not good at it. I could not get the lighting to work properly with this. It's still sold, believe it or not, in 7 days. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it was because I priced it lower due to the button being missed on the pants and the minor tag or tear around the inside pocket, that it sold. It sold pretty quickly. It sold for about $100 with 11 to ship, and it sold within 7 days, like I said. And we sold it for 298. I mean, it had 298 views on that item in 7 days. I don't know what happened with the views on that thing, but the views were crazy on this listing for whatever reason. And I still got 3 more to list, which I hope my pictures get better. I actually bought a lighting kit because I think part of it was our lighting kit. We've had the same lighting kit for like 4 years. I'm not happy with it. Bought new bulbs, so hopefully that will make a difference. This is a men's shirt, chitin. I bought a bunch of things one day at the one store, and I paid $5 for this shirt. And this is a really high-end men's brand, probably one of the top brands you're gonna find. This took about 10 days. I found 2 of these. The other one I actually sold within the first day of listing. I actually got crazy high prices on these. I'm not sure why, but I'll take it. They looked brand new. They looked like they were never worn, so I put them down as worn once. No dry cleaner tag. Everything we got, I don't know if they were dropped off from another store or from like a department store like Nordstrom's or Saks Fifth Avenue or something, but they just looked like they were perfectly worn. There was no dry cleaner tags on them or anything like that. It was really weird. This was another shirt I found that day there. I could not get the color in this shirt to actually go well. You can see the folding on this shirt. It looks like it was folded like when you get it. The store is a linen shirt. Laurel Piana, same thing. This sold, both of those shirts sold for about $115, $120, somewhere in there. There's the tag. Laurel Piana, something like that. Probably saying it wrong. Someone's probably gonna come along and correct me. This sold within 3 days. And all this stuff actually sold. These 3 items actually sold to people we sell to on a regular basis. When I was doing my paperwork on Outright, it'll tell me how many repeat buyers we had, or on GoDaddy Bookkeeping, sorry. And it tells you like if you had a repeat buyer or not, and all these items were bought by other sellers that have shopped in our store before. So it's kind of cool that they come back and they're willing to pay more money for something because we've treated them right in the past and they know they're going to get something advertised correctly and everything. This is the Brioni. This is like a jumper, a very thin sweater, cashmere and silk. I want to say it was like 70% cashmere. Uh, yes, it was really nice. And this sold, I want to say this sold for about 110 bucks, 120 bucks. I remember taking an offer on this one and it sold within, this took about 2 weeks to sell and sold pretty quickly. I mean, you can't beat it. I love it. Some Brioni stuff sells fast. Some stuff will sit forever. It just depends on what thing you get. High-end brand, but unfortunately, there's a lot out there of it. These are a pair of shoes, or a pair of boots. They're Crockett and Jones. These are actually the second time I've sold these. The first time they sold within a month. I got them returned, and then they sold 2 weeks later. Nice suede, like ankle boots. And I was into these for about 10 bucks. I think it was 10 bucks. It was either 10 or 20. I don't remember now. Now I'm running into like a point where I don't remember. But I don't remember. But anyway, we sold them for like 250 bucks. That's all that matters. Even if we paid 20, we're still making a lot of profit on these. Shoes are the one thing I like, but I don't pick up a lot of shoes because I'm too picky over the shoes, but these were really nice. And probably the best sale we had were the Chanel leather and satin. They were leather and satin. They had these metal cage to them. We picked these up. I paid $20 for these. I think it was like $18.99. They looked like they were not even worn. They had very little wear on the leather. They have these the where they tie around your ankle. It's really nice shoe. See where it sells Chanel. Pointy toe, metal caged. They were really weird. Yeah, we kind of, I don't know, we got away from doing this. My wife would sometimes just write over the marker with the black marker. Uh, Laziness or whatever you want to call it. But there's the Chanel little logo and I love Miss. I miss her. She used the paper towel holders to make it look like legs. Where are you? I think I'm going crazy without the wife being here. But these took a while to sell. We've had these probably 5 months. And like I said, we were into them. I think they were $18.99. And these sold for right around $250. I was actually going to send these to Reel to Reel, and they actually just sold before I was getting the box ready for thinking about doing that. So I guess that's good. Shows that I can sell it on my own. They maybe would have sold there quicker, and I maybe would have got a smaller amount of money just because of how they deal with their commission and everything like that. I'll come up with another video here about the Reel to Reel in a few days, talking about what they accepted, what they returned, and what they priced everything at. And it's not bad. I don't mind so far what I've seen from them, but we'll talk about it later. But that's it. These are the things that we got. Not bad month. Like I said, some of this stuff I just picked up. I sold it. I mean, it just goes to show you. I mean, if you do watch our account, I mean, there'll be a lot of things going up from our personal stuff as we're getting rid of. Got to start getting rid of some things. I'll have a lot of pieces of personal advertising probably go up over the next few months. And And then probably that's about it. I mean, it's just gonna be getting ready for our trip, so there'll be a lot of personal stuff getting listed over the next few months. We got to start to move some of this stuff out of here. I don't want to keep a lot of this stuff, no, because don't know where we're going, don't know where we'll be at the end. So, but there's a lot of things I want to keep, but there's a lot of things that I don't need. But anyway, make a long story short, I'll see you guys all later. Have a good day. Like, comment, subscribe, share this everywhere and everywhere till you get kicked out of groups. Not just kidding with you. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.